Yo, what is up everyone? Bullitt here today, and today we are back in Project Flight with another one of the farewell videos. Yep, that's right. We have more islands or airports that are disappearing, and one of them is going to be Southampton now. So now, in total, we have 4 airports that are going to be disappearing soon. We have Southampton, Gran Canaria, Menorca, and Kitla. So, that's a lot of airports that are going to be gone. And there are a lot of the airports that I was in the game for. So that's kind of sad, but we are going to be doing one of them here right now. We are at Southampton currently, and we're going to be pushing back for our flight out to Menorca here. So we have a nice little 727-200 here, the 200F. And we're going to be taking this thing out for a little flight here to get some cargo, of course, as the final flight in, and also to just cut that. So we're going to be taking out the 727 here. We're going to be retiring it. This is the last 727 we got. The fleet, it's lived a good life, and it's going to be retired, so we're bringing it out to Menorca to be stored for a little while before it'll probably be scrapped or brought up by another airline. Who knows? So, yeah, we are currently starting the engine here on the aircraft. We're going to taxi out to the end of the runway over there. And we'll start our takeoff roll. So our flight path is just going to take us around London's Gatwick Airport, around the airport, off to about where the ocean is. Then we'll make our way back and line ourselves up with the runway for landing at Menorca. Let's get the flaps set here. Here we go. They're set to take off now. Or they're getting set to take off. So yeah, this is the last 727 in the Marriott fleet, and we're going to be bringing her out there to get retired / scrapped, whatever's going to happen to it, don't know. But yeah, that's the plan for the day, so it's about to be nighttime, so we're also bringing some cargo over there. It'll be kind of its last cargo flight too. Bringing some last minute cargo over there for whatever Menorca needs, you know. And then after the plane's being done unloaded, it'll be parked off to the little aircraft area, and it'll be left to sit there. So, yeah. Currently waiting for the engine over here to finish starting up, and then we'll start moving. We'll wait. We don't need to wait. Alright, there we go. Taxi lights, and let's get the strobes. There we go. Perfect. Let's go. Let's get ourselves on the line here. Alright, perfect. So this specific plane's been serving for about 35-ish years, which is a really long time, and it's been a great workhorse in the aviation industry, but it's about time that the plane gets retired. It's getting pretty old, getting pretty aged, you know, there's a lot more fuel-efficient aircraft nowadays, and the 727 is just not quite it anymore. So, we're coming over here to the runway 02, and we're gonna turn around here, or do our little 180 here, so we can line ourselves up with 02 for takeoff. It'll be a night flight, I guess, but I think we'll arrive there around morning time. Maybe not sunrise morning, but at least it'll be like morning for sure. Past midnight. So let's line ourselves up over here on the runway. Let's get landing lights on now. There we go. Alright, and final 727 takeoff, and final takeoff from Southampton. Ta-da. And say goodbye to Southampton. This will be the final takeoff we have here from Southampton. Won't be the last time I'm here. I'll be ATC hopefully, and I'll land here one more time before it goes. Hopefully we won't miss the ATC like we did with Keipact. But yeah, we're on our takeoff roll here out of Southampton for the final time. And we'll see it again another day. Maybe, hopefully. Probably never. But there we go, lift off there. Perfect, gear up, and let's get the landing lights off. Perfect. Alright, and there we go. Final takeoff from Southampton is complete, and the final takeoff for the 727 has also been complete. We'll put the throttle down at about 90, so we're going to go around the London area, stay out of its traffic area, get the flaps up there, and we'll head around London. Gonna head around the back of London, out over the ocean there, as we climb out from Southampton, and then we'll make our way over to Menorca. So let's start our first little turn here toward there. We're going to be cruising at about 13,000 feet here today, or we'll call it 33,000 here. So we'll go 13,000 here today, and we'll be cruising at a speed of about 375 maybe, if it gets up to that. Yeah, so let's get 13,000 set there, and we'll get 375 set over. Actually, we'll let it go whatever speed it feels like it. The faster we get there, the better, I guess. So yeah, we'll get a 13,000 here, or 33,000, and we're heading out around the side of London Gatwick Airport there. Yeah. So Menorca's over there, so we're going to do like a little 180 here that we have to do to get general path toward Menorca. I think we have to go around the back Menorca, so not the side, not the runway. Like, it'd be runway, I don't know. I don't know what the runway would be, but it'd be kind of like the runway that's facing this way, the same one that we generally took off on. So it wouldn't be 02, but it'd be, I'd assume, somewhat similar to 02. So yeah. We're gonna head over there now, though, and we'll also get up to our cruising altitude. It does seem like the aircraft will get up to that 375, so that's nice. Almost done with our turn, though, so let's continue on here. Alright, and we'll set a heading of about 192, and we'll set our altitude for, again, 13,000 feet there. There's Southampton. You can see some of the runway lights there. They're slowly fading out of view as we fly increasingly further away from Southampton. So there you go. That's the last takeoff out of Southampton, out of EGHI. London Gatwick will stay. I think the island will also be redone, and with the airport. But sadly, Southampton will be gone. Don't know if we're going to get a replacement airport for it. If so, I'll have it up on screen. Or if it even just says replace. But unsure if we'll get a replacement airport for it. There's a whole bunch of airports within London and Ireland, so we could get a whole bunch of different airports. But we'll see if we really get that. But yeah, we're now at our cruising altitude here of 13,000 feet. I'll lower the throttle a little bit for about a 50% throttle cruising altitude. And there's the island of Menorca there, guys. So, we're going to be coming around from the back, so probably should start turning this way so that we can come around from the back and in right there for our landing. So let me get the heading set over here. Let's get maybe 140. Yeah, 140 we'll go. 140 degree heading there, heading toward the RAF little base there. Or I guess more to Larnaca, whatever. I don't know, it's a bit too far, okay. It's a bit too far, so we'll go maybe about 155 here. And we'll start our descent. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we'll start our descent down to Menorca. You can see some of the approach lights, so we'll definitely want to start our descent now. We'll go to about 2,500 here. And, yeah, so we're about in the middle of Larnaca. RAF base, whatever. So we just need to get down there. I'll lower the throttle a little bit more, get it at 25% throttle for descent here. I think I'll undo the heading. Well, this is why I kind of manually until I find a decent heading that I like. Alright, we shall just keep it then at the heading that we had it at about before, so 192. We'll just keep it there for a little bit as we descend down. Yeah, alright, so we're in between the two islands. We'll make it there at some point. As you can see, there's the approach lights and the poppy lights there for the runway, so we gotta head in from there, and we'll head in over there. Cargo terminal is about right there. So, yeah. There's not too much cargo on the aircraft, so it shouldn't take very long, but, you know, we'll be down there, and they'll unload it, and then after that, we'll take it to be parked for a long, long time, or forever. Alright, so we're nearing Papos Airport, so let's start our turn toward Menorca. Forgot I had a heading on. I'll unset the little altitude there, and I'll kind of manually lower it down. So let's start a little turn over to there. Not a very big turn, but we'll start a slight turn over to there. Alright. This is also one of the few 727s to have the little winglets on it. Most of them don't have anything with the leading edge of the wing. They just have an actual wing. But this is one of the few that has a little winglet. That's cool. But yeah, so there's, can't really see Papos Airport, but you can see the island here. So we're going to be flying somewhat close to it, I guess. So there's Papos Airport, so there you go. And we're going to make our turn over here now. So for the landing, we're going to go at about 135 knots for landing. But before we get to there, we'll slow it to about 185, and then we'll get our flaps out at about 185, and then we'll send to full on land, or full, at okay, I already forgot, 135. Alright, 3,000 feet there. We are getting pretty low. Let's see, where's the airport? The airport's gonna be over there. So we're still decently firmly in the corner, so that's okay. We still have to slow down, of course, too, for the airport. So let's pull up a little bit so we're not descending this rapidly. And then we'll set it at 2,500. Actually, we'll set it at alright, there it is. We'll slow down now, get the spoilers up, or speed brakes there. Alright, perfect. I can see the lights toward the runway, so that's good there. Alright. And we're still descending down to 1,500 feet here for our landing, but we can't see the runway, so that's an ad, I guess. So it's not quite the one now. Yeah, there you go. And there are the runway lights. We're a slight bit off, but that's okay. Now that we can see the runway, we'll descend down to about 700 there. Alright, let's get the flaps set for takeoff. About. There we go. And then after that, once we feel confident, we'll set it to a little bit of a lower speed for landing. So there you go, there's the runway. We're a slight bit off from it, but we'll head over there for landing. Alright, and now let's set her down to about 135 here. 135 is what we'll go at for the landing. Let's get the gear deployed and let's get the flap set for the landing. Alright, there go the gear. Let's get the landing lights on here. And there's what we need to follow for the landing. Alright, there are our lights guiding us to the runway. Very hard to see because I am... Alright, there we go. Perfect. We're going to glide down to the runway now. Really don't like the way that they've done this, but whatever. Alright, unset the auto throttle, autopilot, whatever. And there are the lights. We're gonna go up above them real quickly because we're a bit too low, but there we go. We are aligned with the runway currently. Right there, the little lights guiding us down to the runway. And let's hover over them, and let's retard throttle. 0, 1. Perfect. Ooh, floating. There you go, 18 feet per minute butter. And, 8 or 18, whichever you guys want to choose. There we go, we have now landed at Menorca Airport, 26 minutes past midnight, so there you go. Cargo terminal is about right there. We got any of those two to choose from. I guess we're gonna go to the end of the runway here. But yeah. So that's our final landing here at Menorca, 26 past midnight with an Amerijet 727-200F. And we're bringing in some of the final cargo before this plane is retired and set to just sit out there in the sun until someone either wants it or it gets scrapped. Alright, so let's get off the runway now here. Alright. Go. Let's get the landing lights off. Let's get off right here. We'll get the flaps pulled up in a second once we get out of this area. And then we'll be set. Let's get the flaps up now. Perfect. And let's bring her over here, going a bit fast for this little turn. Alright, there we go. And we're assigned to gate 2 of the cargo terminal, so we'll be parking in the second gate. Gosh, plane wants to go fast now. Taxiing across Tango, and then we're gonna go in Juliet before we stop here. And then I think she'll be towed, so I don't think she'll start up again after this. I think she'll be towed over to her final resting place, but there's a chance she may be started. We'll see though. So yeah, this could be the last time the aircraft is started for a long time or forever. So yeah. Alright, and then that's the first one. So the second one's going to be under that, about where that second light pole is to the left of it. Yep, there's gate 1. Technically it's supposed to be gate 3, but I call it gate 2, the cargo terminal. So there you go, there's gate 3 or gate 2, and it's to the left of the second light pole, so said right here. And we're just gonna line ourselves up with the little line right here, and then we'll go till we get to about one of these markers up here, and then we'll stop. There we go. Alright, beautiful. There goes the engines there, and there go just those two lights are going to be on for a little while, and then at some point they're going to be turned off. Alright, we have done our final landing here at Menorca and our final takeoff from Southampton in this plane's final flight. So that is going to be all for today's video. Menorca is officially done, aside from the air traffic control, which you'll see me here for in a future video one last time. And Southampton, we still got 2 more to do, landing and air traffic control. But yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, then please leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out. And don't forget to join my Discord down below so you know when I'm posting videos like this one. Bye everyone, have a great day, and I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye.